Nenamos.
Good afternoon, everyone, and to our participants, magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Again, we are encouraging our participants to open your camera. Always mute your microphone. Use headphones or earphones. Find a seat or location that is well lighted. It is advised to wear business or smart attire. Finish the whole webcon and complete the evaluation form for you to get a certificate. Always direct your concern through personal message on our page or in a slido.com provided code or in our email address so we can provide answers in your concern. We are live via Zoom video conference and live stream, of course, in POMI YouTube channel and PISI 21 Facebook page. Again, I am your host and moderator for today. I am Ray Endencio. Welcome again to the second day of our National Virtual Training Conference on Digitalization of Education for 21st Century Researchers and Educators. This National Virtual Training Conference is mainly sponsored by the Philippines Institute of 21st Century Educators Incorporated, in collaboration, of course, with 11 professional organizations. We are joined this afternoon by our participants coming from public and private schools, both elementary and secondary, at the same time with higher institution. But of course, before we start our discussion this afternoon, I'm so happy, of course, to acknowledge our participants. Okay, so first I'd like to say hi and good afternoon to Ma'am Cecilia Balayoong. Ma'am, hey Ma'am, good afternoon. Ma'am Lucy Teves. And we have here also Ma'am Trexie Joy Rosaline. Hi Ma'am, magandang hapon po sa inyo. Sir Cipriano M. Tekman Jr. We also have here Sir Roberto Pilayo. And we have Sir Ma'am Quartiro Tefani. Florcito Calov. Sir, maayong hapon or maayong hapon na rin diri sa amon sa Iloilo. Magandang hapon po sa iyo, sir. And we have also here Ma'am Ivy Diaz. Ma'am, magandang hapon po. Smile naman po, ma'am. Kumusta po, ma'am?
Okay lang, sir. Fine.
Taga saan po si ma'am?
SDSSU po, sir. Tandag City.
Ay, Bisaya lagi.
Bisaya, sir.
Ay, Bisaya gyud. And we also have here Ma'am Maria Rona D. Ma'am Maria Rona. Hi, Ma'am Rona. We have here, of course, from Polytechnic University of San Pablo City Campus, Ma'am sa Hugon Maria Rona. Hi, Ma'am. Good afternoon. All right. Later on, we will continue our greetings to our all participants. Okay. So this time, I think I am ready now to introduce our speaker for this afternoon. But before, of course, we introduce our speaker, to everyone listening in the different platforms we have to effectively and responsibly use the chat function and raising your question. You can write your question or insights while our speaker is having his discussion, but expect to be answered during the question and answer portion. We will be having the open forum after the speaker presentation. And to those who would like to personally ask questions, you may also press the raise hand button and we will notify you ahead if you are recognized. Thank you. So this time, I think our guest speaker is already in. Our speaker has an outstanding performance and with passion in teaching. He has been a resource speaker in different areas. First is the resource speaker in the overall chairman in 3D Cluster 6 seminar, workshop orientation, and the utilization rather of Libro, that is the LRMDC portals of librarian and teacher in charge of the library. Second, he is also a integration of ICT teaching learning speaker. iTech innovation in technology enhance activities for creative habits and learning mathematics. And he is also a resource speaker and the chairman on logistic and division 3-day training on the pedagogical retooling on mathematics, language, and science and that is the primals of grades 7 to 10. He is also the outstanding or the awarding person, such as the outstanding mathematics teachers, outstanding mathematics ICT teacher, and presently awarded this 2019 to 2021 as an outstanding mathematics teacher at San Juan National High School, San Luis, San Fernando, Pampanga. He was born in the city of San Fernando, Pampanga on October 3, 1992. He has a Bachelor's of Secondary Education, major in mathematics, awarded as the best thesis during that time. He is also a graduate of Master of Arts in Education, a major in Educational Management at Don Honorario Ventura Technological State University, Bacoor, Pampanga, 2016 to 2018. Ladies and gentlemen, our speaker today will talk about innovating pedagogy and strategy in teaching in the new normal, the what's in house and making innovation project. Ladies and gentlemen, join me as a welcome our afternoon speaker, Sir Aaron Christopher G. Fabian. Sir, good afternoon. May yap gat panahon, sir. Am I correct, sir?
Okay, boss, in our language is Kapampangan. Maya pagat panapon po kay
Yes, sir. Mayong hapon diri sa Iloilo, sir.
Thank you po. So, good afternoon, everyone. So, I'm Sir Aaron Christopher G. Fabian. So, I will be discussing to you. So, first, let me share my screen. Okay, so my topic will be about the teacher's creative mind and innovative instinct in building learners' motive to think critically, the what's and how's of making innovation projects in mathematics or in general education. So again, I am Sir Aaron Christopher G. Fabian from San Juan National High School, San Luis, Pampanga. I am currently a secondary school teacher 3. So for our topic, we will be discussing about, we will define what is innovation, of course. And then the second one, we will determine the process of planning, implementing, and completing a department's innovation project. So we will be discussing on the process of taking the ideas on how to make innovations in your school. Understand the impact of having teachers' creative mind and innovative instinct in building learners' motive to think critically. So we will see on how innovations will impact the critical thinking of our students, because doing innovations will help them to learn better, especially now in the times of this new normal. Okay po? So before we have the official discussion, let me have first your thought to ponder. In your own homes, kindly list down 5 issues that you think your students are facing or struggling in learning. Ano-ano po ba yung mga bagay na sa palagay nyo nahihirapan yung mga bata in learning your subject? Can be in the side of pedagogies, on the side of their understanding the subject. Yun po. So on your own, kindly list down 5 issues that you think your students are facing or struggling in learning. And then, if you want to share something, you can share po. You can raise your hand and be recognized to give some issues that your students are facing and struggling in learning. Anyone who wants to answer? Meron po ba? Ano po ba yung mga bagay na palagay nyo nahihirapan yung mga estudyante natin today? Or even before the time of this pandemic? Ano po bang gustong sumagot? Okay po, so you can list down your issues and we will be discussing them later, okay? So as we proceed, so what is innovation? Ano po ba ang innovation para sa inyo? So what is your idea about innovation? So innovation is making something new. We need to innovate, okay? So innovation is thinking what others haven't thought about and doing others haven't done, okay? When we say we innovate or we make innovations, it is thinking what others haven't thought, yung mga bagay na hindi pa naiisip ng iba, at yung mga bagay na hindi pa nagagawa para sa development ng ating students' learning and understanding. Okay? So that is innovation. When we say innovate, we make something new. Okay? We just don't make adaptation. We just don't make copying other ideas. Okay? You are making something new. You are making something that others haven't done and haven't thought of. So that is innovation. So how do we innovate? So paano po ba tayo nag-i-innovate? Okay? So how do we innovate? So for innovation to happen, for ideas to come to life, there needs to be a dramatic shift in our mindset. So how do we make a dramatic mind shift in our mindset? Okay po? So we need to think as our students. Kailangan po nating mag-isip na parang tayo yung estudyante. Kailangan po nating maintindihan kung ano ba yung kalagayan ng ating mga students. Because we are making our innovations not for ourselves, but for our students. So, in order for us to make our own innovations, okay, we need to have a dramatic shift in our mindset. Hindi yung ito na yung alam ko, ganito na yung alam ko, ito lang yung alam ko. No. We need to make a 180-degree turn. Okay? Kasi kung 360 yan, babalik at babalik ka lang doon sa dati mong mindset. You need to have a 180-degree turn of mindset. Because if you have that 180-degree turn of mindset, you will have new ideas, you will have new concepts, and you will have innovations by that mindset. Okay po? And then another one, it is about looking at your learners and seeing things from their viewpoint, not your own. Tulad nga po ng sinabi ko, we need to see and we need to make ourselves as our students in making our innovations. Kailangan iniisip natin kung ano ba yung pinakakailangan ng mga students natin. Hindi yung kung ano yung kailangan mong gawin para sa sarili mo as a teacher na mas makakagaan para sa pagtuturo mo kung paano mo i-deliver ang lesson. But it is on how to make your students learn with your innovation. Gumagawa ka ng innovation because you want your students to learn. Secondary na lang yung matututo din tayo sa ginagawa nating innovations. Because when we have different new ideas, we will also learn. But our first priority is to make our students learn. And that is why we need to make ourselves as our students. We need to see from their viewpoint. Hindi yung ito ang alam palagi kong alam ng mga bata, ito ang alam kong kailangan kong ituro. No. We need to make our mindset as ito ang kailangan pala ng mga estudyante ko. Ito pala ang gusto nilang maging. Ito pala ang gusto nilang matutunan. Ganito pala gusto nilang matutunan. So we need to innovate different things for our students and not just for ourselves. Okay po? And then, innovation is 1% idea and 99% execution. Why? Because even though you have your ideas in making innovation projects, it will not be a success because if you will not execute it. Kahit na gaano pa karami yung ideas mo, kung hindi mo naman i-execute and you will not take actions for it, walang mangyayari. Kung hindi mo i-implement ang innovation projects mo, walang mangyayari. That's why it is 1% idea and 99% execution. It is about action. Creating what you cannot see. Because innovation nga is making something new. Gagawa ka ng bagong strategy, okay? Yung dating gawi, okay? From traditional to modern and something innovative. It is about connection. Connecting people and ideas. Because you are making these innovation projects, these ideas, these innovative ideas, not just for yourselves, but for the other people, especially your students. Okay? Ginagawa po natin to make our students learn better. It is about deviation, forging new combinations. It is having the different data from the past, from the traditional method, okay? And then evaluating the current situation of our students and our current situation and making new ideas out of those information. That's why we need to deviate from the traditional method. That's why we need to innovate ourselves. We need to have different mindsets. We need to have a dramatic shift in our mindset. And that is deviating from the traditional method to this new and improved innovative projects. So that is how we make or do innovations. Okay po. Next one. So what should be done to have a successful innovation? So ano-ano po ba yung mga dapat natin gawin to make a successful innovation? Of course, number one, innovation starts at the top. Leaders need to create and vision and live the values. Okay po? Of course, our leaders will be our school heads. Okay? Because if our school heads are striving to have quality education, the teachers should have also the driving mind and the driving spirit in making innovation projects. Okay? And of course, in our classroom, we are the leaders. We need to create the vision for our learners. And what is our vision? It is to make our students learn our subject. It is to make our learners be critically thinkers. Be critical thinkers. Okay? We need to develop their hats, their higher order thinking skills. Hindi na po tayo pwedeng, nabigay ko na to, nabigay ko na tong lesson na to, ganito na to, ito na yon, ganito na yan. Hindi po pwedeng ganun. We need to have different strategies. We need to have different pedagogies. We need to have different approaches in teaching the subject for our students. Because even our students are different from each other. They have their different individual differences. They have their multiple intelligences. They learn differently from one another. Okay? We have these visual learners. We have these kinesthetic learners. We have these audio learners. Okay? So we need to create a vision and live the values in making these innovation projects. Number 2, innovation can happen anywhere and anyone can do it, but not everyone is good at it. Okay po? All of us can make innovation projects. Yes, we can propose different innovation projects, but not all can implement innovation projects. Dahil po, in making innovation projects, we need to have our proposals for our school heads to be approved. Kailangan po meron tayong write-ups of our innovations para po ma-implement natin ng maayos yung innovation. Because once the innovation is approved, it means that it is really a new idea for our students' development. Okay? But not everyone is good at it. So paano po tayo magiging magaling in making our innovation projects? So this is one of the ways in making our innovation projects, making ourselves good in making innovation projects by training ourselves, attending webinars, attending seminars, attending trainings, okay, on how to make innovations. Okay po? So just like this one, it can happen anywhere. It can happen through online, it can happen face-to-face, it can happen in your school, during your Slack session, okay? Or during your FGD on your focus group discussion. You can discuss from your co-teachers the different strategies or the different ideas that you think about on how to make your student learn your subject. Ganun po yun. Okay? So that's why we need also to educate ourselves on how to make innovation projects. Because making innovation projects is not just as easy as 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, D. It takes a lot of process and it takes a lot of effort in making innovation projects. Okay po? Number 3, innovation cannot grow unless you share it with others. You collaborate. Okay po? If you think that you cannot do the innovation on your own, you collaborate with your co-teacher. You ask the help of your co-teachers. You ask the help of your school heads. Okay? Even in this webinar, we can collaborate in making your innovation projects. Kasi nga po, no man is an island. Okay? And asking for the help of others in collaborating in making an innovation project doesn't make you a lesser person. Okay? It only means that you are strong enough to accept that you need, okay, that you need assistance in making your innovation project for your students. It doesn't make you a less of a person. Okay, so you need to collaborate in order for your innovation project to succeed. Okay, collaboration, cooperation with others. Okay, teaming up with different persons with different expertise will make your innovation projects better or even best innovations. that can be a contributor for the success of the learning of your students. Okay? Small ideas need room and time to grow. We need to see that we make progress. Don't be afraid to fail. Okay? Hindi po agad-agad nakakagawa ng innovation projects. Okay? It is okay to fail for the first time. It is okay to have lapses. It is okay to have corrections in doing your innovation projects. Because we all know that big things come from small packages. Okay? If you have an idea about an innovation, isulat nyo po agad. Kahit gaano pa lang kaliit yung idea na gusto mong gawin, isulat nyo agad. Because this small idea, okay, kapag naupuan mo, kapag talagang tinutukan mo, okay, it will really be a successful innovation project. Kapag tinutukan mo, when you ask assistance from your colleagues, okay, kapag talagang sinearch mo or pinag-aralan mo ng mabuti kung ano yung dapat gawin, ano yung mas magandang ayusin, ano yung magandang ilagay, ano yung magandang approach sa innovation projects mo, that will be the time that you will make a progress in making your innovation. So do not be afraid to fail, because your failures will be your stepping stone to your success. Okay? It will be your guide and your ladder for making a good innovation project. Next, bravery relies on trust. Embrace risk and learn from your failure. Ganun po yun. Okay? If you fail, of course, you analyze what is your failures. What are your failures? Okay? You study, you analyze, you internalize kung saan ka ba nagkamali and bakit ka nagkamali at ano ang kailangan mong gawin para yung pagkakamaling yun hindi manatiling pagkakamali kundi maging stepping stone mo para makamit mo yung pinaka-aasam mong innovation project. Okay? Because hindi naman agad-agad magiging effective, magiging napaka efficient ng inyong innovation projects. There will be some developments, okay? Reconceptualization of your ideas, okay? Kasi for the first timers, especially for the first timers, okay? Your innovation projects will still have corrections, okay? We still have room for development, room for improvements, okay? So you should be brave enough to fail. Because if you are not brave enough to fail, you will not try anything else, okay? If you are afraid to fail, okay, you will not have the courage to move on and to do something better for yourselves. Okay? Just because it works for others does not mean it will work for you. Create an innovation culture that fits. Yan. You need to contextualize your innovations. Because there are innovations that are effective for other divisions, for other schools, for other students. And there are innovations that are more effective in your school, but they are not effective in other school or in other students. Okay? So you should work, okay, in contextualizing your innovation. You need to contextualize. You need to localize your innovations. Okay? You need to consider the multiple intelligences, the individual differences, the learning styles of your students, your strengths, your weaknesses, your approaches in teaching, your strategies, techniques, and pedagogies in the teaching and learning process. Okay? So you need to create an innovation culture that fits you. Okay? Because if you will make this innovation project na nakita mo lang sa ibang school or sa ibang teacher na ginagawa nila to pero na effective sa kanila, pero sa iyo pala wala ka naman palang ganung kakayahan, wala ka naman palang ganung gamit, wala ka naman pala ganung materials. Of course, it will not be an effective innovation project to you. Kahit sa mga estudyante mo, hindi na magiging effective yun. Why? Because it is not fit for your culture. It is not fit for your school. It is not fit for your students. Baka naman yung iba talagang school, merong mga pinaka super slow learners. Sa school mo, mga fast learners sila. So yung approach nila doon, ibang-iba dito sa approach na ginagawa mong innovation project. So you need to create an innovation culture that fits you, and most especially that fits your students. Okay po? You can change the world by doing just 3 things. You copy, transform, and combine. Okay? So what you need to copy? You need to copy all the good ideas that you can copy. Okay? What are those? Yung mga ideas na alam palagay mo ay talagang effective pa rin noon, ngayon, at sa hinaharap. So you copy those ideas, you copy those learnings, you copy those approaches, you copy those strategies that you think are still appropriate for your students, for your techniques, for your expertise, okay? And what you are going to transform. You transform the things that you that you think is needed to be improved. You need to transform them. Okay? You need to transform your weaknesses, the Waterloos of your students into their strengths. Okay? So kailangan po nating baguhin yung mga yon. And then we need to combine, because if we combine the good things or the you think the effective things that you think for your students in order for them to learn, and the transform things that are improved already, then you will have a successful, innovative projects. Okay po? So that is the 3 things that you should do in order to change the world, especially in education. Okay? We need to transform the lives of our students. We need to touch their hearts, and we need to teach their minds. Okay po? So that is for on how or what should be done in order for you to have a successful innovation project. Okay po? So that is for innovation projects. Okay po? So how do we innovate? Or what should we innovate? So these are the 3 things that we should innovate in our teaching and learning process. Instructional strategy, intervention approaches, and instructional materials. So what are these instructional strategies, intervention materials, and instructional materials? Okay. So let's have first instructional strategy. It is all about, of course, the content knowledge, the TPAC or the TPCK actually. Okay. It is about the content knowledge, pedagogical knowledge, pedagogical content knowledge, and the technological pedagogical content knowledge. And that is for instructional strategy. So what are these knowledges? Okay. Content knowledge is about, okay, of course, the specific subject matter that you are teaching. Content knowledge is having the prior knowledge or all the necessary knowledge in your specific subject matter. Yan po yung kaalaman natin sa ating mga itinuturong subjects. Okay, math man yan, science, araling panlipunan, TLE, MAPE, English, Filipino. So that is the content knowledge on how well you know your subject. And then we have the pedagogical knowledge. These are the strategies, techniques, and approaches in teaching. So these are the techniques, strategies, and approaches that you know on how to teach your students. Okay po? Ito po yung mga techniques natin as a teacher kung paano tayo magturo sa mga estudyante. And what about pedagogical content knowledge? Pedagogical content knowledge are the specific and appropriate approaches, strategies, and techniques in teaching a specific subject matter or topic. Okay po? Ito po yung alam nating strategy or pedagogy or approaches in teaching a specific subject matter or topic. Okay po? Example in science. Okay? In teaching metamorphosis of a butterfly. Okay? If you do not have the realia or the real object, okay, you can have a video presentation of the complete metamorphosis of a butterfly. Because by that, they can actually visualize and actualize the life cycle of a butterfly. Okay, so you need to have a specific and appropriate pedagogy in teaching a specific subject matter. And that is pedagogical content knowledge. All right. What about technological pedagogical content knowledge? It is what? Integrating technology on your appropriate pedagogy in teaching your subject matter. Okay. Especially now in the computer age, we need really to integrate technology in our daily teaching. Okay po? Kailangan nating ma-integrate ng maayos, or we need to not just only use technology as a presenter of your lesson. We need to integrate technology as a substitute teacher for our students. We need to make technology as a guide also for our students in learning the subject matter. Okay po? So nowadays, we need to make our students learn from their own. We don't need to be the sage on the stage. We need just to be the guide on the side for our students. Especially today that we have this online distance learning, we can help our students to learn better by using the appropriate technologies in our subject. Napakarami po ngayon yan. Napakarami na pong applications, softwares that can really help our students in understanding better our subjects. And also in our teaching, di ba? Meron na tayong Kahoots, meron na tayong quizzes, meron na tayong Desmos, Algebrator, meron na tayong Prezi, meron na tayong Microsoft, okay? So, we need to integrate technology in our teaching. Okay po? So, that is for instructional strategy. Another one, flipped classroom. So, what is a flipped classroom? Flipped classroom is a pedagogical approach in which direct instruction moves from the group learning space to the individual learning space. and the resulting group space is transformed into a dynamic, interactive learning environment where the educator guides students as they apply concepts and engage creatively in the subject matter. So ayan po. Hindi po ba? Yun nga po, tulad po ng sinabi ko sa we don't need to be the sage on the stage. Hindi tayo pwedeng maging spotlight ng learning eh. Okay? We should be the guide on the side. Okay? We should be the mover of the spotlight for our students in the teaching and learning process. Okay? That is our goal. Hindi po natin goal yung kailangang sa atin lagi umaasa yung mga estudyante in learning the subject. Okay? We should be a guide for our students to be independent in learning our subject. Because we should not spoon feeding our students. Okay? We should be just the checker of their understanding. And they should be the ones to make their own ways on how to extend their learning. Kailangan ganun po tayo sa ating mga estudyante. Hindi po natin kailangang tayo lagi ang nagbibigay ng ideas, tayo lagi ang nagbibigay ng concepts, tayo lagi ang nagtuturo, tayo lahat ang ito kailangan nyo matutunan, ayan. No. We should make our students independent in learning our subjects. They can have collaborative learning, they can have online learning, okay? They can have these practice drills, okay, in learning the subject. So that is for instructional strategy. Okay, we make different innovation projects that could help us in teaching differently. Okay, and then we have intervention approaches. Of course, intervention approaches is like, okay, doing different processes. Intervention means you found a problem in a specific subject or in a specific lesson. So what should be done? So of course, we need different resources. And we need the human and technology today. Okay? We need to blend and combine them together for the success of our innovation projects. So we need to have human resources and technological resources. In these intervention approaches, we should be a motivator or the motivation, personalization, feedback, fluency and listening, relevance and discipline. Of course, for the technology, it should be have mobility, the structure, tracking and control, self-study, reduce cost, and global reach. Okay? Because we need to make our students globally competitive. That's why we need really to integrate technology in our teaching and learning process. Right po? Using data to plan effective math remediation. Okay, of course, in our school, siguro sa other divisions din po, we have this project AN or the project All Numerates. Of course, in order for you to have an intervention approach or in order for you to have an intervention in something that is lacking in your school or in your subject, you need first your baseline data. Okay, so of course you need to use your data to plan effective math remediation or to have a plan for your effective remediation on your subject. Just like in English and Filipino, we have this PhilErie or this reading remedial classes. Okay, so of course, in order for you to make this intervention materials or intervention approaches, you need to have the baseline data on who should be the one to be included on your remediation. Sino-sino ba yung mga non-numerates? Sino-sino ba yung mga nearly numerates? Sino-sino ba yung mga numerates? Sino-sino yung non-readers? Sino yung mga readers? Sino yung mga fast readers? Okay? So you need to have your baseline data in order for you to have your intervention. Because by this data, you will know kung sa mga non-numerates, ano ba yung pinaka mahina nilang hindi naiintindihan, anong lesson ba yung hindi nila pinaka naiintindihan, ano ba yung dito sila nahihirapan, dito sila nadadalian, sa mga non-readers, ano bang part ng English sila nahihirapan, anong part ba ng understanding, kung sa language ba, sa pronunciation ba, sa reading understanding ba, okay, sa comprehension ba sila nahihirapan. So makikita mo yun based on your baseline data. And if you already have your baseline data, there and there, makakagawa ka or makakaisip ka ng plano, okay, ng plano for your innovation projects. Ano ba yung intervention na kailangan mong gawin? Kailangan mo ba ito ang topic na mas tutukan mo? Ito yung subject na mas tutukan mo para sa mga bata and para sila mas matuto. So ganun po yung kailangan nating malaman. We need to have our baseline data. Okay po. Instructional materials, of course, as teachers, okay, lagi naman po natin sinasabi, the teachers are the best instructional materials. But of course, for us to innovate ourselves also, we need to have innovative instructional materials that could really help our students to understand our lessons. So pwede po tayong magkaroon ng mga digitalized na instructional material. We can have these SIMs or the strategic instructional materials. We can have this math carnival. We can have this technological classroom. We can have this interactive whiteboard. We can have Kahoots. Okay, these online quizzes. We can have this Desmos, okay, or the algebrator. We can have geometer's sketchpad that can help our students visualize more the different subject. So then we can have this localized assessment system, okay. We can have this contextualized instructional material, okay, for our students. Kasi sometimes you can use our local materials in our places that can help the students understand better our subject. Okay. Say for example, in our place, diba? In PLE, in cooking, po ba yung sa cooking in Pampanga? Sisig, yan. So pwedeng ipaluto mo sa kanila muna yung sisig bago yung bulalo ng Batangas o yung lomi, ganyan. So ipaano mo muna yung cuisine ng inyong lugar bago yung cuisine ng ibang lugar. Okay? So you need to localize and contextualize your instructional materials in making your innovation projects. Okay po? So those are the 3 things that we need to innovate in order for our students to learn. Okay? Again, instructional strategies, intervention approaches, and instructional materials. So how do we make our innovation projects? So first thing first, you need to have your innovation proposal. Okay po? So this is our template. Template namin to in our division, the division of Pampanga, on how to make a project proposal for innovation. So we have these different parts. We have this project description, background situation analysis, project objectives, desired impact and outcome of the project, risk management plan, project organization and staffing, project work plan, detailed budget requirement, other relevant information, and attachments. So sa project description, nandito po yung project title. What will be the title of your project? You can be also innovative or creative in making your project. Okay? So later po, I will show you a sample. Okay po? Gumawa po kasi ako ng innovation project in our school in mathematics. Okay? I called it, I think I have two, Project Salba and Project Smile Works. Okay? So later on, ipapakita ko po yung Project Smile Works. Okay? So what is Smile Works? It is, ano po kasing ginawa ko doon? Supplementary, mathematical, individualized, learners enrichment worksheet for the students. Kaya po SMILE. Acronym po yun nung Supplementary, Mathematical, Individualized Learners Enrichment Worksheet. Okay? For the non-numerates po yun. So nakuha po namin yung data from the project and. Okay? Then of course, the project proponent or the proponents, you can make your own project proposal or you can have a collaboration with your co-teacher. Number of beneficiaries. So these are the number of teachers or the parents or the learners or whoever are your beneficiaries of your innovation. So you identify the numbers of the beneficiaries. Location of beneficiaries, of course, on where will be your project proposal. So of course, it will be on your school. The date of implementation, when will you implement your innovation project? Area of project implementation, address where project will be implemented. Of course, the address of your school. Budget requirement. So what will be your budget for this innovation project? Then afterwards, in your detailed budget requirement, you isa-isahin nyo po yun, yung mga i-itemize nyo po kung ano po ba yung mga inclusion for your budget. Budget requested, state the amount, and saan po kukunin yung budget. Sa MOOB ba, sa school funds, sa canteen funds, o sa mga solicit, ganyan po. Background situation analysis. So what prompted the project? Is there an existing concern? Yan. So what prompted the project? Ano po ba yung pinaka naging rason nyo or what will be your rationale behind your project proposal for innovation? So syempre, of course, you found a problem. Okay? You found a problem in your school, specifically in your subject that you are teaching. That's why you need to address this problem through your project proposal or through your innovation. So kailangan po, magkaroon po kayo ng introduction dito. You can also have the related literatures or related studies on conceptual framework and theories that can bridge your innovation project. Okay, and or it can support your project proposal. And then of course your project objectives. So what does the project hope to achieve? Ano po ba yung gusto nyong marating? Gusto nyong magkaroon ng 100% numerate students? So what will be your strategies? So of course, your strategies is to use your project proposal for innovation. What are your desired impact and outcome of the project? What will be your long-term effects of the project? It can be economic, social, cultural, institutional, environmental, technological. And then, what are the specific measures to sustain the project? What will be the basis that your project is effective or if it is achieving its results? What are the linkages with other initiatives or reforms in the sector and other development or governance concerns? So, pwede mo po bang magkaroon ng partnership with others? Pwede po ba magkaroon ng partnership sa inyong barangay, sa inyong municipal project? Ganyan. Can it be a community partnership? You can have this community linkages. Ayan po. Risk management plan. You need to have the SWOT analysis. And of course, your risk management plan. So, what are the measures kapag hindi naging successful ang innovation? Anong kailangan mong gawin? You should have your contingency plan in making your innovation projects. Kaya nga po, di ba, we don't need to be afraid to fail. Okay? Huwag po tayong matakot magkamali. Okay? Because that is part of learning. Huwag po tayong matakot na, ay, nakakahiya kapag nagkamali ako. Nakakahiya kapag hindi naman naging successful. No. Mas nakakahiya po pag wala kayong ginawa para sa mga estudyante natin. Mas nakakahiya na alam nyong nahihirapan na sila doon sa strategy na ginagawa natin, sa old methods na ginagawa natin, pero wala tayong initiative to make our own innovations, to make our own ways, our new ways in teaching our students. Okay po. Next, we have project organization and staffing. So in here, you need to assign, of course, the different para pong team on your school for the implementation of your innovation. Project work plan. So what will be the phases on ano po ba yung timeline natin para sa ating innovation project? Okay po. So that is for project work plan. Of course, we can have the detailed budget requirement. Ano po yung mga kailangan natin gamitin? Ano yung kailangan bilhin? Kung meron bang kailangan i-bilhin software? Kung meron bang kailangan mga i-print na materials? Kung meron bang kailangan gawing instructional materials? Kung meron bang kailangan billing printer? Ganyan. So we need to have a detailed budget requirement. And then, of course, other relevant information, a brief enumeration of other stakeholders to support the project, okay? Other project lineup to complement the current initiative, and of course, the endorsement letter and other documents to support your request. Because, ano po yun? This proposal po na ginagawa po namin sa aming division, okay? Gagawin po muna namin to sa school, and it will be approved by our Innovation and Research Committee na kailangan po approve po nila yung innovation project, and then afterwards ipapasa sa division office for certificate of acceptance, and then kapag na-accept po yung innovation project and na-approve na po, pwede mo na siyang i-implement. And kapag na-implement mo na yung yung innovation po natin na yan, pag na-implement natin and nakita po natin na may development, that is the time that we can make our action research on the effectiveness on our innovation. So, 2-in-1 na po yan. We are hitting 2 birds in 1 stone. Kapag nagawa at na-implement niyo po ang inyong innovation, okay, you can already make your own action research about its effectiveness. Okay, in integrating your innovation project. So that is for the template or the content of a project innovation proposal. Okay po. Next tayo. So, a reminder po regarding innovation projects. Lagi po nating tandaan, innovation projects are, ayan, breakthroughs and not benchmarks. Kaya nga po, innovation ang ginagawa natin. Okay? We just don't need to have a standard na ito yung ginagawa nila, ganito ang gawin natin. No. We need to have something new. We need to innovate ourselves. Okay po? It is modifications, not adaptations. Kasi kapag inadapt mo lang yan, yun din ang gagawin mo. So, we need to modify and we need to change our mindsets. Okay? Because when we modify, we make it a point that we contextualize our innovations. We need to align our innovations that will be suited for our students, not just for ourselves. We need to make our innovations not just for paperwork, but for the performance of our students. We are making these innovation project proposals, okay? Not just to have a paper to submit, okay? Not just to have a paper for your own promotion, but to have a better performance, not just for yourselves and not just for your strategies and approaches in teaching, but also to have a better performance for your students. That is our main goal. Yan. Not just for promotion, but for quality education. Lagi po natin tatandaan yan. Yes, innovation and action research is one of the requirements for your promotion in your open ranking, right? But we are not just doing innovation projects just to be promoted. Na kailangan lang nito para magkapapil ka, para magkaroon ka ng points sa promotion. No. You are making innovation projects because you want to have a quality education for your school and especially for your students. You are making innovation projects because you want to have a quality students. You want to have quality students. You want to have critical thinkers. You want to have globally competitive students. Okay? You want to have higher order thinkers. So yun po. So we should not just do our innovation projects for promotion. Because promotion comes from our Lord. Okay? Kapag time na po talaga natin, ibibigay niya ang promotion. Yes, innovation projects will help you to have points for your promotion. But your main goal should be always be for a quality education for your students. Lagi po nating tandaan yan. Okay po? Yes, promotion. Wala namang hindi naghahangad ng promotion. We all want to be promoted. Okay? But it should not be your main reason why you make your innovation projects. Because kapag gumagawa ka ng innovation projects para lang sa promotion, well, 100%, it is not an innovation. It is just a paper proposal. Because if you want to have your own innovation for a quality education, it will be a quality innovation project. Okay po? Kasi sometimes we are just making innovation projects na, ay, kailangan kong gumawa nito para magkaroon ako ng points makapagpasa ako sa division office para meron na akong points. No. Kailangan mong gawin, kailangan mong planuhin yung innovation projects mo because you want to have a better result. And it is to have a quality education for your students. Okay po? Yun ang kailangan nating makuha. Secondary na po yung promotion. Kapag na-implement mo na, kapag nakita mo talagang effective, well, that will be a great achievement for you. Kapag nakita mo na talagang nagbunga yung innovation project na ginawa mo, na kapag na-implement mo na, talagang may development sa mga estudyante, may learning na mas mabilis, then that will be more fulfilling than to be promoted. Okay po? Yeah. Teacher is the greatest innovator. Lagi po nating tandaan yan. Anyone who stops learning is old. Whether at 20 or 80, anyone who keeps learning stays young. Yes, that's true. Because we need to always make ourselves educated. Just like this webinar, we need not to stop because of this pandemic. Kailangan po natin magpatuloy na matuto ng matuto in order for our students also to learn from us. Because kapag naging stagnant na po yung ideas natin, magiging stagnant na din ang ating approaches and strategies in teaching. Wala na pong magbabago. And of course, sa result din natin for our students, ganun din. Wala din pong magbabago. So we need to make ourselves educated. So we should not stop learning. We attend webinars, we enroll ourselves in masteral or doctoral degree, and po, you attend trainings, you attend Slack, okay? To teach is to learn twice. Lagi po nating tatandaan yan. Pag nagtuturo tayo, okay? Pag nagtuturo po tayo, mas natututo din tayo sa ating mga estudyante. Teachers should guide without dictating and participate without dominating. Ayan. We should not be the sage on the stage. We should not be the spotlight of the stage. Okay. We should be the guide on the side for our students, for them to participate in the teaching and learning process. Tandaan natin yan. Guide on the side. Magiging guide na lang po tayo dahil we make our students critical thinkers and globally competitive students. The critical factor is not class size, but rather the nature of the teaching as it affects learning. Learning never ends. Ayan po. Di ba pa? Okay, because of your innovative ideas, because of your innovative projects, because of your different types of approaches in teaching, because of your new mindset, okay, class size is not a factor. Kahit gaano pa karami yan, okay, if you really want to be innovative enough for your students, rest assured na magkakaroon tayo ng great learning for our students. And of course, learning never ends. We should never stop learning for ourselves and for our students. Okay po. So I will now. So what? So now what? So for your take-home activity na lang po to. Okay. So you need to write something that's squared with me. Validated prior understanding. So what are the things that you know before this discussion about innovation? So, and then circle. A question that is still circling around in my mind at this point. And something I learned that could form the base of future actions. So I hope you learned something from this webinar session. And I hope that all of us will make our own innovation projects for our students and not just for promotion. Yes po, napakaganda po talaga ma-promote, but still, we need to make innovation projects for our students' development, for our students' learning. Kasi sila po ang magiging reward natin in the future kapag nakikita po natin silang mas natututo dahil po sa ginawa nating innovation project. And for that, I will leave you some quotations. You cannot discover new oceans unless you have the courage to lose sight of the shore. So do not be afraid to fail. You need to have the courage to make your own innovation projects. It's not about ideas. It's about making ideas happen. Again, innovation is 1% idea and 99% execution. So you need to execute your innovation project proposals. Okay po, so thank you very much for listening, and I will show you po yung sample ng aking project proposal. So let me just close this presentation. So i-share ko po sa inyo yung project proposal. So, teka lang po. I-ano ko lang po yung ano natin, project proposal. Okay. Ito po yung pinasa ko pong proposal na na-implement na po to, na-implement na po namin. And I already have the yung pong mga worksheets na ginawa ko po. Okay po. So ito po yung sample ng proposal. Ayan po. So ayan po yung project proposal for innovation. So ito po yung title. Project Smile Works. Supplementary Mathematical Individualized Learners Enrichment Worksheets in Understanding Basic Concepts in Mathematics to Enhance Numeracy Skills. Yan po. So type of project, project proponent, and po. This innovation project aims to provide supplemental and follow-up activities through a worksheet that would aid the grade 7 learners. The evaluated students who were nearly and non-numerates were diagnosed through a pretest created by the Division of Pampanga. The proponent aims to develop a supplementary activity worksheet to help the learners enhance their numeracy level. Of course, the project proponent, beneficiaries, location, date of implementation, area of project implementation, budget requirement, and budget requested. Background situation analysis, yan po, introduction and then some cited quotations po and some related theories. Yan po yun. Project objectives to enhance the numeracy skills of the non-numerates to attain 100% numerates for the grade 7 students. Of course, the strategy is by using and implementing the project Smile Works. Desired impact and outcome of the project. Of course, kung ano po yung gusto nating makuha. It is to have a 100% numeracy skills of the grade 7 students. Risk management plan, the strength of the project proposal. What is the strength of this project proposal? The risk factors, the measures that would mitigate. Okay. So what are those? Yan po yun. Then the project organization and staffing, the technical committee, the PTA and other stakeholders, the teachers and the admin office, and what are their responsibilities and who are to contact. The project work plan, the phases of the project, the application for the project proposal and the pre-test of the project and implementation and the post-test. The budget line, kung ano-ano po yung mga gagamitin, and other relevant information. And of course, dito po, inattach po namin dito yung project and results and yung mga test, pre-test ng mga bata. Yan po yan. So again, I hope you learned something and thank you very much and God bless us all po.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sir Aaron Christopher G. Fabian. I hope our participants are really inspired and making for some innovations, especially at this time of pandemic. So, but our awarding of certificate. Let's have first some of the questions that was raised here in our chat box. And of course, if you want to continue to be anonymous, of course, of your name. If you want to, you can type that question at slido.com, which we are sharing it right now. Sir, we have here some question from our participant. What to consider first in an innovation and how to start it?
And po, sa amin po kasi, I started my innovations by thinking first the problem. Ayan po kasi yung pinakamahirap dyan, mag-isip ng problema. Ayan po. So we need to think of the problem na kailangan po nating i-address for our students. Kahit din po sa students or kahit sa school, kung ano po yung nakikita natin problema. Sa amin po kasi, in our grade 7 students, because of the project All New Merits, we found out that they have the difficulties in understanding the basic concepts. That's why with the advanced concepts in mathematics, they really do have hard times in understanding them. So by the project Ann, we were able to identify, kaya po naging individualized yun kasi talaga pong tinignan namin kung saan nahihirapan yung mga bata. And by that, na-implement po namin yung innovation by making individualized worksheets. Talaga pong sa bawat bata, ibang worksheet po yung binibigay namin sa kanila. So ganun po yung ginawa namin sa school.
Yes, I believe that, sir, that of course we are having problem, not really a problem, but actually a bit of adjustment, and of course in distributing our learning modules to our students, especially this time of pandemic. So, sir, especially this pandemic, what do you think is the ideal innovation that really help to our learners?
We have this in our division po, meron po kasing gumawa din ng innovation. They have this digitized learner material, self-learning materials, and also meron din po silang ginawang application. Meron po kaming kakilalang isang teacher in San Luis High School. Gumawa po siya ng application na parang, ano po ba yun, dictionary in mathematics na nagagamit po nila offline. Pwede po siyang offline application. So, ito rin pong sa amin, ang gagawin ko naman po sa susunod nito, in my innovation project, gagawin ko na po siya through Google Sheets para pwede pong mag-download at magawa po ng bata, pwede din pong offline.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Another question, sir, is innovation project always problem-based? How does it differ with action research?
Ayan
Your
po.
thoughts about that, sir?
Okay po. Ang innovation projects po pwede siyang hindi problem-based. Okay? It can be an alternative for a strategy, for a pedagogy, okay, that you can use in teaching. It differs naman po with action research because sa innovation po, you need to have an implementation. And then sa action research, pwede nyo po siyang gawa ng action research yung innovation na ginawa nyo. Pwede nyo tignan yung effectiveness nung integration ng innovation na ginawa natin. Yan po.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. We would like first to acknowledge our participant who is raising his hand, Sir Mark Ritchie. Celsius, sir?
Yes, sir.
Your question, please.
Thank you po. Yes, sir. So I have a question. This is something situational. I agree that it's really very top-based, yung mga projects in any organization. But what if we cannot really include our leaders to the buy-in, right? Yung buy-in principle na tinatawag, like, because they have the traditional mindset of leadership or maybe budget constraints. So what can an ordinary teacher or educator do given the politics of leadership, no? Walang support kunyari or mag-hesitate. What can you suggest for the innovation to move forward? Thank you.
Ayan po. So, we can be resourceful enough po na we can ask for the help of the barangay, pwede pong sa mga parents, even for our students na they can help us in providing some materials for our innovation projects. Pwede rin pong kung hindi po talaga supportive masyado yung school leaders natin, okay? It is really our initiative as teachers po and our passion for our students to make our students learn our subjects. That's why innovation din po really takes time and effort na minsan, yes, totoo po yun na may mga school heads na hindi po supportive. But nowadays, especially today, these times po, hindi naman sa dahil kailangan kasi nila sa OPCRF nila yan, they will really support our innovation projects because isa po sa mga points din kasi nila yan for their OPCRF.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir Mark, thank you so much for the question, sir.
Salamat po.
Yeah,
Thank you.
maraming salamat po, Sir Mark. Sir, another question here, sir, is to what extent is innovation project a basis of promotion? Has
Hello po. To what extent is innovation project a basis of promotion? Nasa ano po yan, di ba? In ano po yon sa DepEd memo. Okay? Yung pong for basis for promotion, we have innovation, outstanding accomplishments, research, trainings attended, speakership, and others po for head teachers or even for master teachers po. So sa innovation projects po, that is for, I think, that is 5 points. Okay po. 1 point if it is already passed for acceptance. 2 points for implemented in your school. 3 points for approved and accepted in your division. Ganun po yan. Hanggang sa 5 points po yung innovation. Kasama po yan sa points in giving for promotion in open ranking. So, teka lang po, tingnan ko po yung, kasi po last time,
Yes.
sumali po ako ng open ranking and nagamit ko po yung innovation ko as a point doon po sa open ranking po namin. Teka lang po, tingnan ko po yung DepEd memo about doon. DepEd Pampanga. Sure. Ako lang po yung vacancy announcement namin. Yung anong DepEd memo po yun? Ito po. That is the DepEd Order number 42 series of 2007, the revised guidelines on selection, promotion, and designation of school heads. So magagamit po natin yan for head teacher promotion. So that is for outstanding accomplishments. So ang criteria po natin, performance rating, experience, outstanding accomplishment, education and training, and potential, and psychosocial attributes. And po, innovations, innovative work plan properly documented, approved by immediate chief and attested by authorized regional or division official. Conceptualize, yun po, pag napasa nyo pa lang, 1 point. Started the implementation, 2 points. Fully implemented in the school, 3 points. And adapted in the district, 4 points. And adapted in the division, 5 points. Yun po.
Yes, that's true, sir, regarding of our innovation because it gives us the point in our promotion because I'm also connected to DepEd, so we are already considering it, right, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, so another question raised, sir. Can you consider the marketing plan as an innovating since the marketing has also a SWOT analysis on budgeting? So,
ang SWOT analysis po kasi is understanding the strength, weaknesses, and the opportunities and threats for your innovation projects. So yung pong strength and weaknesses, those are the internal factors, and the opportunities and threats will be the external factors for your innovation projects po.
Okay, so another question here in our chat box. Can you consider, sir, linking of class records, summary of grades, SF9, SF10, be also be also an innovation, sir? Or school can still use an old way where advisors can write manually in a and mention the school form?
Ang alam ko po kasi ang SF10 meron na po tayong already format po, and soft copy po talaga ng SF10 na ginagamit. Kung meron po siguro kayong
Yes, from the
nagawang
central office.
Yes po, meron na po tayo. Pero kung meron po siguro kayo nagawa na gagawa lang kayo ng class record, tapos automatic na siyang makasasama sa SF10, SF5, sa Form 137, ganyan. Doon po siguro yung pwede nyo maging innovation. Kung wala pa pong nagagawa sa school nyo or sa division nyo. Ganun po yun.
Yes,
Pero
sir.
kasi
Thank you.
po, meron na po tayong ganyan na SF10, tsaka iba pa pong forms na binigay ng central office po sa atin, di ba?
Thank you so much, sir. So another question, sir. Can you cite an instance that the innovation project proposal was disapproved, or do you have any already a proposal now that disapproved po?
Okay po. Hindi naman po talaga siya actually na disapprove. Meron lang pong mga 4 improvements muna yung project proposal bago po natin ma-implement. Just like po yung sa akin, hindi naman po siya agad-agad na approved ng school. So doon po sa mga worksheets, chinek po muna nila kung okay ba sila, yung mga problems, kung align po ba doon sa MELCs, doon po sa mga learning competencies talaga ng bata. And then doon po nila na in-approve for passing na po sa division office. So ganun, hindi naman po nadi-disapprove actually yung mga project proposals natin, but they are evaluated to be improved po sila. Ganun po.
Thank you, sir. I think it's the last question for our slide.com. If someone will do a research or research innovation regarding math anxiety, it is crucial that the researcher must have a course of psychology only.
Actually po, kahit hindi naman po sa math anxiety, mas maganda po siguro kung magkaroon siya ng collaboration with a psychology expert para po mas maging reliable and valid po yung magiging action research na gagawin niya or innovation.
So I think lastly, sir, do you have any words or tips to start a innovation, of course, for students, to organization?
Pardon, sir, medyo
sorry, sir. Your concluding words, sir, to our participants.
Yun po. Always remember that we are doing innovation projects for our students. We need to make our students learn, especially nowadays. Because napakahirap po talagang magbigay ng lessons sa mga bata na maintindihan nila because of the different approaches in learning modalities. So we need to be innovative enough para mas matulungin natin yung mga bata na matuto. So yun lang po, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. So I think we're ready to give the certificate of recognition to our guest speaker this afternoon, our last speaker for this afternoon.
Naka-mute po kayo, sir.
Philippine Institute of 21st Century Educators Incorporated certificate of recognition is given to Aaron Christopher Fabian, MAED, a resource speaker on the topic Innovating Pedagogy and Strategy in Teaching and the New Normal, the What's in-house and Making Innovation during the pandemic of National Virtual Video Conferencing live stream of POMI YouTube channel. Signed, Ricky A. Kevinko, MATM LPT, Virtual Conference Director. Amy John P. Indonila Palmani, MED LPT, National President, PAS-I 21. A round of applause, please, to Sir Aaron Christopher.
Thank you po. Thank you.
Okay, so before, of course, we end this afternoon session, let's have first a photo op. Everybody, can you please open your camera? Everybody smile.
Okay, guys, so good afternoon. Okay, so again, so we have two panels in our room. So just keep smiling. Okay, so from the panel one, so ready, 1, 2, 3, and smile. All right, so from the next panel, so ready, 1, 2, 3, and smile. Okay, so thank you guys.
Thank you so much, of course, to our participants. To Sir Jonel Sidono. Sir, good afternoon. Thank you so much. Sir Aldi Hortesa. Sir Alvin Fulgencio. Ma'am Ana Marie Cordero. Ma'am Ana Isabel Javier. Ma'am Arlene Arsenal. Sir Bernie Mauro. And of course, Ma'am Danica Lauriquez. Ma'am Stacy Dayan Kukimbaga. Sir, Ma'am, good afternoon. Ma'am Cecilia Balawing. Ma'am Cheryl Castro. Ma'am Christine Joy Faildan. Thank you so much, ma'am. Ma'am Sandy Castro. Ma'am, good afternoon. Ma'am Cipriano Sir Cipriano Tikman Jr. Sir, Ma'am Sandy Charis Tukay. Sir Roberto D. Pelayo, Quartet Tiffany, Ma'am Debonair Maano, Sir Florencito Calub, Ma'am Heidi Abuda. Hello, ma'am. Good afternoon. Ma'am Imelda Corpus, Ma'am Janine Paluvelio, and Sir John Ray Monegro. Sir, I'm going to acknowledge all our participants today. This would be our last session for this two-part of our National Virtual Conference. Sir Jonel Sidano, Sir Hobito Jr. Carion, Ma'am Juliet Hermoso, Jenny Hennessy, Ma'am Lucy Teves, Mark Richie Celsius, Ma'am Melissa Marie C. Mabu, Sir Michelle Miguel, Sir Noel Binades, Sir Ramel Bilyoso, Ma'am Risa May Songko, Ma'am Royna Nor Petria, Sahagun Maria Rona D. Tomasa Pillones, ma'am. Ma'am Trixie Joy Rosalen, Ma'am Virginia Anisa, and Sir Wendell Bernardo. Thank you so much, sir. And of course, we would like to say thank you so much to our technical team or our community of the 21st Century Educators Incorporated, or the PAS-I 21. Mr. Ricky Kivenko, Mr. Cyril De La Fuerte, Mr. Isidro Villa, Mr. Adam Donald Honio, Mr. Raymond Casio, Mr. Charlie Isulan, Mr. Chito Tumenis, And we would like to say thank you also to Mr. Aldo Hina Surita, Mr. John Michael Sonsa, Mr. Jerry Hubacon, Mrs. Amy Jan Indonila Palmani, Mr. Jose Montecado, and I'd like to say thank you also to myself. And everybody, a round of applause, please. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. Hope to see you again next time on the next virtual conference, or maybe on a face-to-face discussion. Hope that this pandemic will end soon. So everyone, God bless. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. God bless us all. And don't forget, to all participants, don't forget to answer the evaluation so that you can get the certificate. Thank you.
Can I leave na po ba, Sir Ray?